Rolling?
Yeah.
All right. Episode 2 of the Barnsey podcast. This episode is brought to you by me getting another fucking year older. Can't believe it. How fast is time going past, man? How far did this year go fast?
It's gone pretty quickly.
2013, done.
It's going, yeah, very, very quickly. Yeah, it flew by. And it only feels like we were doing one of these on your birthday. It wasn't that long ago, but there you go, 12 months gone.
That's it. Well, yeah, as I was telling you just before, I found the file for the podcast we did on my birthday, 2012, which we did it live to Ustream.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've found my old Ustream account,
Right.
and it actually had the first half an hour saved.
Right.
And I think we did something where it stuffed up.
I think we could only do it in chunks.
Yeah.
We could only do it in half-hour chunks.
And the first half an hour was the only one that got saved or broadcast or whatever. But it was pretty funny. Like, you know, watching it felt like it wasn't 12 months ago, man.
No.
It's pretty crazy.
And they always say as you get older and stuff, it goes quicker. It so does.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you're 12, 13 years old, your whole existence has been 13 years, right? So 1 year is a 13th or a 12th or whatever of the whole time that you have existed. But then you get into your 30s and those divisions aren't the same percentage of what your life has been. So I think that's probably a contributing factor is that as you get older, a year when you were younger, like I remember starting a new school year and I'm like, man, another whole year of school until I get my Christmas holidays again. This is going to take ages. You know, it just felt like a year just would be such a long time. And then as you finish school and you start working and stuff, you notice, the years start clicking by faster. It's probably because you're not in the same routine maybe as like, you know, school and everything's not so regimented and assured. You know, you're definitely getting holidays here. You're definitely...
You're not on somebody else's... You're on somebody else's timetable, and when you're not at school and stuff, you're not really... And yeah, it's definitely different.
It is. It's weird, but this year just flew by. And the last few years have really flown by. For me, I remember when it clicked over to year 2000, I was like, wow, this is intense. And it's weird because when I was younger, I never really looked forward that much, you know, in life. Like, you know, I had an idea of what I'd be like at 30 when I was like a teenager. But I don't think I ever really looked much further than that. And it's weird now coming into mid-30s. It's like I never really looked forward to what life would be like. And it's not like it's a disappointment or anything. It's just strange to... And the other thing is like 36. That's a weird number. It's not really a number you ever really thought about. Like, it's not like a milestone so much. Like, you know, you think about, you know... What am I going to be like when I'm 21? What am I going to be doing when I'm 30? And then you kind of think, you know, 35 was a pretty big number for me. But then the next milestone kind of becomes 40. Like those, you know, 35 to 40 just become not non-event years, but years that aren't really like, you know, pivotal things that people are like,
kind of dreaded it back in the day. But now that it's kind of here, it's not that big a deal, really. I don't think it's...
I don't know, man. 4 years till 40 is pretty.
It is.
Full on.
Like 40's pretty big. 40's pretty big.
Like, I guess. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people that are over the age of 40, and you know, it's not like they're old men. You know, same with people that are much older than that. Like, I guess it's all a state of mind, really. But there is the march of biology, you know, it marches on, you know, you just can't deny it. And I mean, I guess I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had any major health problems up till now. Touch wood. But, you know, they talk about, you know, how you should get a finger up your ass once a year soon.
Yeah.
You know?
You probably should do that.
Prostate exams, man. it's pretty full on, man. Apparently, prostate cancer is a bigger killer of Australian men than breast cancer is of Australian women.
No, I'd believe it. And, like, you've got to do it. Like, it's unpleasant and stuff, but that's the reality, man. Like, you've got to do it. Like, it's not something that you can, be blasé about.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's
like,
weird. Like,
it's not that bad. I'm sure it's not as
what
bad.
is the doctor looking for? Is he looking for
it's a
lump?
gland, I think.
It's like a swelling of something up there.
Yeah, that's right. And he checks if your prostate's swollen. I think that's why he puts his fingers up there.
And it's finger reachable, obviously.
I think so.
So it's some gland that's up there.
I'm not talking out of experience.
Yeah, no.
I think it's also like a sexual thing as well. I think some people...
The American Pie scene where he goes in to give sperm donation. Remember that bit?
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, I'll massage your prostate."
Your prostate, yeah. Apparently so, I think.
Okay.
So,
I'm not speaking from experience.
no, fuck that shit, man.
It's something between me and my toothbrush.
No anal for me. Keep your anus to yourself.
So yeah, it's that's kind of weird though that a doctor just with a finger exam. I'm kind of glad it's reachable by a finger and doesn't require instrumentation. I guess.
And like, I'm sure they have the experience of people coming in very cautious. And apprehensive all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wouldn't be as big of a deal as we think it is.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be pleasant at the same time.
Your butt virginity is always a big deal. And I guess the first time that gets, questioned, even by a professional doctor, who I'm sure it's like,
when was the last
for him,
time?
this is the same as picking out a bit of earwax out of your ear or something,
I can't say I've been to a doctor very recently. I can't remember the last time I actually went in and saw a doctor. So even just going in and seeing a doctor is going to be a bit weird.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's, you're 36, you're not 40 yet.
No. But it is one of those things that starts to loom on the horizon.
Of course.
It's interesting how the body does start to do different things as you get older. And I mean, I haven't noticed anything major. Like, I guess bouncing back from drinking, gets a little bit harder over the years, and I don't drink that much, but when I do, I kind of do it properly. And plus playing in the band,
that'd be a killer.
Well, you're jumping up and down, you're banging your head, and then you're just sinking 10 beers.
Right it.
So, and I've just noticed that that's getting a bit longer to get back to full bars after one of those nights, but nothing too drastic. And I guess that's, not just from age, it's probably a lack of physical exercise. I haven't been doing a whole lot of, exercise, been having a pretty sedentary job, sitting down at a desk behind a computer.
That's what I've noticed from coming from retail back to sitting down pretty much all day is, just being up on your feet and being mobile most of the time. It's a massive plus.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Keeps you, nimble.
They say that it's, on par with obesity in terms of the health problems of being sitting down all day. So I was reading some articles, this dude's come up with, a stand-up computer workstation.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. It looks... I wouldn't want
it's
to
weird.
Do that, but
it's like you just walk up to it and it's like the keyboard's at the right level and the monitor's there, and they reckon if general office workers use that, you'd decrease heaps of cardiac problems, apparently, blood pressure, all of that kind of shit.
It's different though. It was in retail, you're moving around a lot. It's not like you're standing in one spot unless you're a checkout chick or something. You're moving around and doing things.
Yeah.
And when you're standing in one spot for a long time, your feet fucking hurt.
Oh yeah.
It's harder if you're just standing there.
You feel it at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
You feel like you've had a heaps longer, harder day when you've been standing. No. And that's what I notice now with a job that I've been in for, similar roles for a few years now. Things like going to outdoor festivals where you got to stand all day. It's a killer. And I can tell that that's because I'm not doing anything standing up for a lot of the time. Or when I'm in the recording studio, you know, 18 hours, not just sitting down, but hunched over a desk or like peering at some monitor with some tiny wave files, editing for fucking stupid amount of hours. And you get so into it, when you like sit back, you just feel all of this like lactic acid that's like built up in your joints from this bad position. Oh, it's terrible. And I know I've shot my eyes from staring at computer screens. I'm surprised you haven't had eyesight problems yet. Do you find that...
I've been pretty lucky.
Did you would have had to done a test for your license?
Yeah, all good.
And
2020 and stuff.
Got it all fine? Damn it. My eyes. The goggles do nothing. It's fine just like normal. Like right here, I can pretty much read my computer monitor. Like the laptop just sitting here in front of me. The point where I lose it is like over on your computer screen over there. The white text at the top of that.
You can't read that.
I can't read that, no. I can read new trailers, see how big new trailers is, but I cannot read the title of that YouTube video that's up on there. And that's been the case for about the last 5 years.
That's probably, I don't know, a metre and a half away to reference.
So obviously
I can read stuff on my
glasses to dry.
I can read stuff on my monitor, which is probably 3 metres away. Like, not the small text, but fairly small.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fine.
But I gotta say, I fucking hate wearing glasses, hey?
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. I
fucking hate it.
I'll have to do it.
I don't even really like wearing sunnies. You don't wear sunnies.
No.
I don't know. It's like a foreign object on my face. And maybe it's because I didn't wear them as a kid, you know?
They get all hot around, you know, where you wear them. That's what I hate.
I've found glasses that are very low profile. Like they're super light. I've got the titanium ones so they don't bend too easy. The problems that I have with glasses are I don't like big glasses. Like they look stupid. Have you ever seen like
the aviator ones?
Yeah, or like there's an ad on telly for I think it's a Canton ad, and it's like the 3 different flavors of summer.
Oh, it's a Porto.
Yeah, Porto. It's a Porto. And it's like there's an Asian lady.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some cliche, you know, what they use on an ad. But she's got like the most massive glasses on. Like the lens on these things.
Man vs. Wild takes them to the...
Like bigger than the rim of my beer glass. Way bigger. And... like, I don't want to be racist, but Asians don't have the most hugest eyes, but so it accentuates the fact that she's got huge lenses on, way covering the distance that the eyes require.
Terrible.
I hate that. So, therefore, I get glasses that aren't that, and then I have the problem of I can see the outline of the glasses.
No, I don't.
So, I can easily, with a movement of my pupil... dart it up and like, oh, there's real world without my glasses. Oh, there's glasses.
Yeah.
The other problem I've got with glasses is, and I have changed my prescription since I first got it, but the very first set of glasses I got, it was like super real. It was too real. I don't know if I was so used to having bad eyes for a while, and then I got glasses and I'm like, wow, this is what my eyes should be. But it was just... too crisp. I could see too much.
What?
Okay, the best way I can describe this, I remember I went to a big day out and I got normal glasses and prescription sunglasses. So sunglasses that are also, you know, got the optical prescription in them. And it was cool because I could see so much more like on stage and shit. But it was like, the best way I can describe it is have you seen those high-def TVs that have got too high a refresh rate?
Yeah.
Or they've got like this fake way of making definition higher than what the original resolution was. And when people walk, it's like you're watching it in fast forward. Have you ever seen that effect on a high-def TV? I can't remember what the name of it. There's a word for it. It's like zipping or something. and some of the earlier high def TVs tried to come out at like 120 120 hertz refresh rate when they were broadcasting in 60 hertz refresh rate, and when people were walking or a car was driving down the road, it was like you were watching a DVD and fast forward. That's the best way I can describe the way the first time I was.
It's got to be your head, man.
Especially outside. It was like
glasses do that.
The fact that I could see detail far away was just, it was probably a psychological trick or messing with me in some way.
It's an illusion.
But obviously, with the way that I just described, I can't read those words over there. It's probably best I wear glasses when I drive.
It's probably colour blindness as well. It doesn't help.
Yeah, my colour blindness probably comes into play as well. But glasses.
Meh to glasses. I lose them or I sit on them.
But not wearing sunnies outside, man, especially in this country.
Yeah, it's my motorcycle goggles are UV proper, so like that's one thing. But then I do think of that. Like I went out this morning, checked the mail, and my eyes is just like and you can feel it doing.
And there's some days that I go outside, it's so bright. If I don't have sunnies on, I am disabled. I am wincing. I am tearing up. I can, you get that fluttery eyelids because you're trying to make them open, but every other part of your brain is like, close your eyes. You are damaging your cortex.
You're damaging your non-headache state.
Seriously, man, like sunnies. Like you see old people, that have got those milky, cloudy eyeballs. You see it in animals as well. Like Bronte, Mum's dog, has got super cloudy eyes. And, you can tell that she's lost a lot of her vision. My rabbit has got, a bit of cloudy eye going on because he lives in his hutch in the shade a lot, but he does, get direct sunlight a lot. And I guess, a rabbit, is meant to be pretty nocturnal. So, but it happens to, most creatures that have eyes. And I think it's exposure to the sun. Sun seems to be the killer, man. Like, it's weird. Like, you get a lot of people that talk about you get a lot of vital nutrients from the sun and shit.
Of course you do.
But it's the number one thing that ages you, it seems.
Well, it's
like, look at people like Aussies that have been in the sun their whole life. By the time they're
leathery,
they're just like some of these guys you see that are like boaties. There's no color difference between their like nipple and the rest of their skin. Right? It's just become this one leather patch.
Yeah, that's probably one spectrum. But like I went out and played cricket yesterday, and was out in the sun, and and it wasn't too bad. It was, I could feel the sun doing its thing, and it's it's good to get out in the sun for a bit, but I wouldn't want to do it every day. I don't know how labourers and stuff do it.
Yeah, man.
It'd be a killer. And at the moment, it's not too hot.
Man, working in the sun.
It'd kill ya.
Doing hard labour.
It'd kill ya. They get paid pretty decently for a reason. They are skilled workers. But of course, as well, you fucking busting your ass.
God damn. You get fit, though.
You do, yeah.
Like,
some of them do.
Adam Breakspear, the drummer in Age of Menace, he's been laying bricks for years, and he's certainly got a good tan going. He's been working outside heaps, but he's a fit bloke as well. He does exercise and shit, but I guess you got to be in that kind of work. But it's one of the bonuses, I guess, the opposite to what we were talking about before, sitting down all day behind a computer screen, I guess there's advantages and disadvantages to both worlds.
Yeah. Got to do exercise and stuff, though. It's, sometimes it's a pain. But, playing cricket and stuff's like fun. You got to try and make it enjoyable.
What's the deal with the cricket that you're playing? Are there going to be any training sessions?
No.
So it's just dudes that rock up that are keen. I suppose with that much amount of commitment just to playing the game, it's hard to ask people to come to training regularly and stuff.
Speaking to the dude, and apparently most of the dudes were playing for Kingsgrove or something. I'm like, there's a Kingsgrove one. That probably would have been better.
Is that big cricket centre down the road?
I don't know. But I put it, anyway. It was literally 15 minutes down the road. But, they said,
the one that you played yesterday?
Yeah, it's not far at all. And, they're nice blokes and stuff, they take it fairly seriously, which is good, but not too seriously. But what
happens, right, if, you rock up, because you were saying that they're quite often short on people.
Well,
what if you rock up and you're a complete Terry? You're just useless.
Well, there's still another person. I'm completely useless. I'm like, fuck. It's pretty intimidating, So
are there any gun players playing?
I haven't even... Yeah. Some of the opening bowlers are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty quick.
And the opposition, do they have decent opening batsmen?
Well, last week, apparently the dude who bowled at me last week is one of the quickest dudes.
Yeah,
and
right.
he was pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything that, I wasn't... I was surprised. It was easier than I thought it was going to be. I still got 0, but it was easier than I thought it would be. You just need to work on a few things and confidence and all that kind of stuff. I haven't bowled yet. But I took a catch last week.
What style would you bowl if you bowl?
I think spin.
You give spin a go?
Give spin. We've got a lot of pace and we've got a couple of medium paces.
Yeah.
And we've got one called Indian bloke who does spin.
Yeah.
And I want to give it a go. I think he does legs, so I'll try off spin.
Yeah.
But we'll see. There's more people in the field. If you get people in the field, you plug the gaps. And they hit it up in the air. And it's like we drop so many catches. It's like people drop catches, it's like people throw it just as far as you do and stuff like that, and it's have a go. Honestly, they're just like have a go.
Have they hit you up for any membership fees or anything yet?
Nothing yet.
That's pretty good.
Online, but
that's pretty good. You've gotten a couple of games out of it.
Yeah,
that's the only worry that I have just from the whole.
Well, they said it was $140 for the year.
That's fine. That's all right.
I had a bat.
Then you got to get gear. You've got to get gear, to get by. You've got a bat.
Yeah.
You've got some pads. You've got some lights. You've got shoes now.
I've got everything I need now.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to need it. Didn't wear a helmet. I didn't bat.
You know what? Just in name of what we're talking about now, can you do me a favour and bring up John Howard getting hit by a cricket ball?
They played it the other day. It was a cat.
Really? But what, on TV?
Yeah.
I think he's at this test.
Yeah, he's at almost all of them. He's a full cricket tragic.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because it becomes almost a prerequisite for prime minister candidates in this country to show that they have some respect for cricket, I think Julia Gillard had showed up.
And Australia's most famous cricket tragic, Prime Minister Howard couldn't resist the temptation to roll the arm over while he's in Pakistan. Mr Howard failed to handle the local conditions with his first delivery. That was a dead ball. Not wanting to damage Australia's cricket reputation on the subcontinent, he stepped up again, wide that time. One last failed attempt before he swapped. Suggested the Prime Minister took over the willow instead of the ball. He successfully kept out 2 deliveries and decided it was a good idea to retire while he was ahead.
Oh, if only. If only. No, I got mistaken. I was thinking John Howard got hit by a cricket ball, but that's Bob Hawke.
That's Bob Hawke, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
That is carnage.
Bob Hawke, he's been on a few other YouTube videos lately. Have you seen those? Let's bring up him copping it.
Oh, there was the one recently with the America's Cup thing where he told the story. Oh, and I fucking cacked my pants. I watched it. It was on ABC News 24. I'll bring that up. It's a cack.
Because, how old is Bob Hawke, do you reckon?
He'd be in his 80s now. Yeah. He's getting pretty old now. They did show him with the Nelson Mandela thing recently. Yesterday or whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty full on. And he was looking pretty old. But, yeah,
They showed him. Well, yeah. Let's bring up the copping it. What would you type into YouTube? Bob Hawke cricket should be all it need. Gotta love autocomplete. Oh, I don't think you
hang
switched
on,
the vision.
yeah.
I don't think you switched the vision. It's a decent hit. Come on, Red Band. Oh, he had sunnies on or glasses on.
Yeah, and smash the glasses. I think I'll try and find a better one.
It absolutely pulverized the glasses. He walked off and gave a wave, I think, but I think it cut him pretty bad. I don't think it was the glasses. I mean, the ball that cut him, I think it was the smashing of the glasses.
Do you remember this? This wasn't long ago.
This is what I was going to say next, yeah. That's right. Could still smash one down.
Probably going in his brain. There you go, you little cunt.
Yeah, it was a classic moment. I mean, yeah, that's why I asked how old do you think Bob Hawke is, because that's not that long ago. That's only a few.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, not too long
1 or 2 years ago, and yeah, he slammed it down pretty hard.
Which captures the Australian irreverence.
This is a cat.
3 blokes. Some of you have heard the story, but it just captures the thought. 3 blokes, a Frenchman, an Englishman, an Aussie. And hiking in the Andes in the middle of summer. It's about 45 bloody degrees. Sweating like pigs. They get to the top of this mountain, they look down, and there's this most beautiful, pristine lagoon. They go scrambling down the side of the mountain, get their gear off and dive in. Oh, bloody marvellous. The natives come and grab them, take them to the chief. The chief says, "You have broken most sacred law. This is our most sacred site. For this you die. Ooh. When we kill you, we take off skin. Out of skin make canoes. Put canoes on lake. Permanent reminder to all people, never infringe our most sacred site. Tie them up." They tie him up. He says to the Frenchman, "Before you die, you have one last wish. What's your last wish?" He said, I would like a knife." So they bring him knife. He says, "I'm not going to die at the hands of you savages. Vive la France." And over he goes. Then he says to the Englishman, "What your last wish?" "You like my friend from across the channel? I too like a knife." They bring him a knife, and he says, "You like my friend from across the channel? I too am not going to die at the hands of you savages. God save the Queen." Then say to the Aussie, "What's your last wish?" He said, "I want a fork." So they bring him a fork and he goes, "There goes your canoe."
That's pretty well told. But also pretty racist. I mean, you know,
You get off on.
not so much that, but like, I mean, sure, pick Indians, but easily Aboriginal.
Yeah, savages, maybe.
Wow.
That's a bit much, but yeah. Yeah. There it was.
Might be a bit politically sensitive for me to say that, but yeah, you can't help it.
Yeah,
Draw that parallel.
Yeah, it made me laugh.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty well told. Just, I mean, I don't remember much of the Hawke era in terms of politics. I was sort of just sort of coming into age in terms of being aware of what was going on. I was more sort of turned on to politics Paul Keating era, which was Paul Keating was he the treasurer?
He was the treasurer, yeah.
Gold Hawk, yeah.
And there was a thing on ABC, not
usurping thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he bit of rivalry there, which is,
kind of a la Costello.
Yeah, but they never really acted on it. You know? It was, probably I don't know. It's not something that I can remember. I remember them being around. I remember John Hewson and the, current affair cake thing.
That was the GST.
Yeah, the GST, and that was against Paul Keating. And, and he got smashed.
That was the Keating era, yeah.
But, and then after that it was Howard.
Yeah.
And then trounced him in the mid-90s, and then,
No.
But, I don't remember Hawke at all. I kind of remember him, but I was a kid. I wasn't paying attention.
I guess he's at that point where he's been out of the prime ministership long enough that it, sort of the best things are the things that are remembered.
I think that's the kind of bloke he's like that larrikin type. Stick it out, yeah.
One of the more famous things that I remember him for is obviously when we won the America's Cup.
Yeah,
and it's like, any boss that sacks.
I think that jacket that he was wearing, because that was like an anniversary. That looked like
it was
the jacket that he was wearing in that interview.
Yeah.
With the Australia all over it and stuff.
Well, politics. Let's talk politics for a little bit. Fucking Tony Abbott. They've done their first major fuck up, I reckon, with the Gonski school.
I haven't really been paying attention because cricket's been on. I think they've backflipped and they've gone back to the funding and shit.
He's the education minister. And, I mean, talk about a politician that's easy to hate.
Nah.
The dude's just a douchebag. He's just got that face that he's just like...
demeanour of like, I'm better than you.
But I think that, the fact that there's photographs of them putting signs up outside the polling booths with the words, "We will match dollar for dollar what Labor has promised for education through the Gonski reforms." Like, that's unequivocal. Like, that's a poster you guys made. Like, it's not like it's some off the cuff. Like, I can understand during, an election time, you might throw a lot of promises out there, and some of the things might not fit into the reality of what is running the country. But if that's a unequivocal thing that you fucking print a poster up saying those words,
it's pretty
you do exactly the opposite.
Pretty dumb. Especially when, they're being attacked with the refugee thing, and their line is, "Look, this is what we said we'd do. So we're doing what we said we'd do." And then, on the other hand, they're saying, "Oh, hang on, I can't do what we said we're going to do." I think they've backflipped. I think they've gone back, and they're gonna honour the deals that the states have already signed and stuff. I think. I think that's what I saw the other day. But yeah.
Well, I mean, the boat people thing has become a lot more sticky for them from fucking Edward Snowden.
Oh yeah, definitely with this Indonesia crap, definitely.
Like, what's the deal? Like, I'm not sure if there was a complete leak. Did he just do one big leak, or is he still trickling out stuff? Because it feels like this is just a recent thing.
I was watching it when it came out, and they said they've only, with the Guardian, I think it is, the Guardian UK, have only released 1% of the files that they've gotten, and they're trying to do it slowly and responsibly and stuff. But they've obviously got heaps of stuff, and they're just gonna use it when they it's starting to cool off a bit, and they're just gonna get bang,
because that's now turned into a thing from the Liberals. We need to fucking shut down the ABC. We need to defund the ABC. We need to...
Yeah, that's
because they're being irresponsible by releasing this information.
I don't think they're going to get any traction for that kind of stuff, though.
It's pretty full on. Like, I mean, if they've only released 1%,
yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's I guess
they're going to shit themselves. That's the other thing. It's not just us. It's not like the other 99% of stuff is all on us. It's everybody, So, but I'm sure there'll be more stuff in there on us.
Well, this is when WikiLeaks came out with their dumps of information via Bradley Manning. So I believe that what they got wasn't just immediately put up on WikiLeaks, because that's one of the accusations from the right about why WikiLeaks is bad, why Julian Assange should be tried for treason, is that he's put people's lives in danger. And I think I've read a few articles where they can actually trace people that have been affected by the leaks, right? But I think what happened was when WikiLeaks had their information to release, they first vetted it. So they had people that went through figuring out, okay, here's what we can release without, like, covert agents that were currently in cover. I think they tried to not reveal anything name-wise via that. And then they went to all the major news outlets. I think they went to the Washington Post, New York Times, all of these major media outlets, and said, sit down with us and you guys help us figure out what you guys are going to now print. So it was like a couple of levels of checks to figure out what we should print, what kind of names should be attached to these reports. So there was people coming out saying when Julian Assange was arrested that if he's liable, then all of these editors of these other major news and media publications should be liable as well, because they were the ones that actually went through all the stuff and went, yep, this is what we released.
Right.
And as far as I know, a lot of the stuff from WikiLeaks, like the Edward Snowden stuff, like it's a small percentage of what they've actually got. So yeah, but with Edward Snowden, it seems like there was this whole bunch of stuff that was really Australia focused, like it was all about our ASIO operations and stuff.
It was like a PowerPoint presentation or something.
Yeah, right.
Slides. You can tell from the pictures of it. It's like, yeah, it's PowerPoint for some security dude.
What I first thought when it came out, right, was the media in Australia, who are pretty hungry for a liberal government fuck up. They're waiting for these kind of things to just pounce on, especially the ABC. When it came out, we've been spying on Indonesia, immediately it was like, explain yourself, Abbott. But surely that's information from a time before that government.
It was from 2007 or something. But the government of the day, so he's got to deal with it.
I agree. They are now the federal government, and the federal government is what did this, so they've got to take responsibility.
Especially in an international sense, they don't care if it's Labor or Liberal. It's Australia.
Yeah,
Australia did this. So it's pretty carnage. And there's a Timor one as well. I reckon that they've been all tapped and stuff. And they've gone to some international court.
Well, it's because we're basically butt buddies of America. We always have been. We've been a close ally of America and some would say it's given us a lot of benefits. Being the economic leader of the world for ages, which round the corner might not be the case, but anyway, we've always been like that in terms of our intelligence and our military with America. So I'm sure that most of what has been going on in terms of ASIO spying, while has been interesting information for us internally, mostly has probably just been another eye for the Americans on that part of the world, because we're closer geographically, we've got an easier way to have monitoring on those countries. So, instead of America having to deal with all of that themselves, they use us as an ally. So I reckon a lot of what the spying that we've done on Indonesia and stuff is, yeah, not just for our own gain, but for America. Like, information sharing with America.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is, pretty full on. But yeah, if it's 1% of what they've released, like, what kind of stuff is in there? Like,
you don't know.
So yeah, there's a PC computer game that you got recently, Ashes Cricket.
Oh yeah.
Right? Just give people a little description of what this game is like.
I'm a big cricket fan, as you can probably tell. I'm playing cricket now and watch lots of cricket. And I'm a big gamer, so I like cricket game. Sweet. Hasn't been on for ages. There's 2 cricket games that were supposed to be coming out. One from Big Ant Studios, which is Don Bradman, which isn't out yet. And another one by 505/Trickstar Games, just called Ashes. And that's the official licensed game by the English Cricket Board and the Australian Cricket Board. Now, I saw it come up on Steam for, I think it was $20.
$20.
And I honestly didn't think it was the shitty one. Because there was like some stuff on some forums about this game coming out.
What do you mean the shitty one? There was talk.
It was supposed to come out.
Game coming out.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in the English Ashes, at the start, English Ashes. But apparently it was so shit that they went back to the drawing board and were going to redo it, and they released it for this Ashes series.
Right.
Okay, and I bought it by mistake. I honestly thought it was Don Bradman. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And they were like, all right, this is the official one by the cricket board, and they've actually made the previous one. So if you played Ashes,
so when you say the official one, it's got like branding from...
That's it. From the English Cricket Board and the Australian...
ACA.
What is it? Cricket Australia.
Cricket Australia.
Yeah.
Right.
Cricket Australia. So they've got all the official names and all the likenesses.
Right.
That's pretty much what that means. They had that. They sold that license to these developers.
Right.
And then they made a game with that license in mind.
And... just talk about, like, okay, so we've played some cricket games before. There was like a Shane Warne cricket game on PlayStation.
Well, remember the last one, the Ashes 2009?
Yeah.
That was made by Trickstar. So the people that were making the official one this time around.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it was like, okay, even if it was just an update of that, would have been okay, But all right, this is going to be brand new.
Look, cricket games have always been a little clunky. But some of them got some aspects better than others. Some of them had, like, the Shane Warne one obviously had a cool bowling, part to it.
I played that
variations and stuff, and the recent ones were, getting like the grading pitches and all of that kind of stuff was coming into the physics of the game and stuff. So you got this game and you installed it, and holy shit, what a pile of crap.
There's heaps of videos on it. I'll bring them up.
It is unbelievable though, man. Like, seriously, like, okay, the reason why I find it so fucking full on that this game is so bad, like, not in terms of like a bad game, it's broken. It doesn't work. Like, there's parts of it that glitch out.
Check this out. This happened to me several times.
Like, $20. This is like probably going to cost you more if you went into a shop. All right. Okay, so what are we seeing here? We're seeing a whole bunch of fielders stand around. What, did he just throw the ball back at the stumps? Okay.
Yeah, they're throwing it at the stumps. Look. And this type of stuff.
Take a third.
They're getting a run.
Yeah, they're running. Look, and the ball will just go and go and go and go.
What, the wiki just fell over? See that?
In the relief.
Look at this. It's so glitchy.
Look, you watch when they try and pick up the ball, right? When somebody tries to throw the ball at someone. Look, there you go. Spawn.
Is that going to go for 4?
In the meantime, they've run about 8 runs.
Perhaps he won't be too happy about that.
Okay, so this is industry, right, that recently, not so recently, several years ago has bypassed all other entertainment industries as the most, like, not just that cricket game, obviously all, video games.
Video game industry is bigger than the movie industry now.
But that's a big amount of cash. And for a game like that to come out that broken, it's ridiculous.
Terrible.
Like I equate it to going to a movie. Like some people would say, well, they make bad movies. Yeah, they make bad movies that might have bad acting, but you don't go to the movie and the third reel of 5
and
just doesn't load.
And it's just like, or it's
just
like a
3-2-1 white screen for 20 minutes
instead of a movie. It's completely different to what it said it was going to be.
That's just ridiculous.
In the
man.
response, right, the publisher, not the developer, the people who got the developers to make the game, right, the publishers. They came out and said, like, look, this is terrible. They should have checked it themselves before they fucking released it.
Oh, man.
Anyway, but they said this is terrible. They didn't even have a catching animation for any of the players. So when the ball was thrown at them, it'd just go and it'd be in their hands, and then they'd just be standing there with the ball. There was no animation for them to catch the ball.
That's like having a movie with no letter T.
It's just terrible.
A
sports game.
We just didn't write the letter T in the script. We forgot to put the letter T in the words of the script.
Look, all the names and stuff were right. It had all the logos and stuff.
Oh, script.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Unbelievable.
To their credit, I have now gotten a refund.
They're refunding people just as well, man. Like, that's ridiculous.
And it's become like a cult thing. Like, people are like, if you got copies of this game, I want to play the worst game ever. Apparently, people are saying. And it's like, if you've got a boxed copy of this game, it was cancelled after it was released. So it got released, and they cancelled it.
That's ridiculous. What do you think would have happened? Do you think that they've played it on a computer before they've shipped it and it's worked? And then it's just
it's a time pressure thing. They've obviously,
time pressure thing.
It's the Ashes is starting, and they didn't have it ready, so they just released it. It was probably under contractual obligations from their license.
Maybe we'll just patch it later.
Who knows?
Sweet.
I can't believe it. But this Don Bradman one looks tang. Let me see if I can find some stuff on that, because that looks tang. Well, it's a proper cricket game.
You would think that having to buy the license for a Don Bradman name to put attached to your game, you're going to want to make sure that it's pretty good. Now, obviously, they're just paying money for that name, but hopefully there's some quality control, to not attach the Don's name to some inferior product.
People are interested in any of this type of stuff.
If there was any justice, it'd be my face on a bunch of crap.
Go to Planet Cricket. There's a website called Planet Cricket, and there's a couple of forums in there. And then all the developers of Big Ant, the Don Bradman one, are all in there responding to all the community, and they're all listening to people, and it looks tang, and then you can tell that they're proud and they're going to, release it.
I guess there's another problem.
People are calling for
it. Truly international game. Like a shitload of people play cricket, but it's like, a lot of countries.
But you can tell
the US.
This one's made by people that want what I want. They just want, a cricket game. Like, you're right, they did have the grading pitches and stuff, but it was like, after half an hour of playing it, you found out the quibbles and you could just, smash it.
Yeah.
That's all that the last one needed, just that little bit of refinement, and it would have been tang, you know? So, and I think that's what this one's going to have. But yeah, have a look at this.
Play as Bradman, I assume.
I think that'll be the only person, but there's a player editor, so people are just going to change all the names and all the likenesses so you can have a proper Australian English team, so it won't be too much of an issue.
some catching animations.
Yeah, no, it looks a lot better. So,
That looks a lot more promising and looks across a lot of platforms. That's pretty cool.
Well, they need to be. In a game like that, they need to be.
And then everything's still coming out on old generation consoles.
Yeah.
That spins me out. I would have thought that once that new consoles came out, they were like, that's it. If you own a 360, you're dead.
Well,
no more good stuff for you. But everything's coming. And there's something, like you were telling me Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Only on...
You wait.
Only on the older console.
They'll probably release PC and then next gen, I'd say.
You reckon
I don't
PC will come before next gen?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No
Probably.
way.
Or at the same time.
Definitely, you heard it here, folks.
Or
definitely,
at the same time.
We will have it on
at
PC
the same time.
before next gen.
Fucking better.
Wow, that's a big call.
Tighten his weight.
That's a big call.
Tighten his weight and to smash some GTA. There's also murmurs that it might just be GTA Online that gets released on next gen. So
wow.
Yeah.
Only the online version.
But apparently, man, I am going to play it. I'm a massive fan and I get lots of shit. But fuck, haven't played any of it yet. But apparently, it is fucking tang. It's
man, yeah.
On an old gen, it's like the crowning jewel, like the
on an old gen console.
Apparently, it's tang.
So I can buy it.
So if you want to get it, you get it.
Will you watch any of it?
No. There's no fucking way. But also just on the gaming front, keep an eye on Days. I think that'll come out pretty soon. Yeah, I reckon that'll be out by the end of the year. So that's the alpha. So hit me up. I think that's going to be tagged.
Not going to happen. Okay, yep. One other thing I want to talk about on the podcast, we were talking about just before we started, when we were testing the audio, we were checking out YouTube and they had the new Spider-Man 2 trailer. Which looks awesome. I think that the new Spider-Man reboot is pretty cool.
Looks tang.
That guy that plays Peter Parker, I much prefer him over
Toby.
Tobes.
Your mate.
Oh, that scene.
It'll be a lot better.
Anyway, not so much just the Spider-Man 2 trailer, but like, you know, the new Wolverine or the new X-Men, you know, coming up movie and stuff. All of these trailers are epic. How good are trailers? How good do they make a movie look?
Well, that's a good one because it was grabs. I know I've probably seen all the big parts of the movie now.
Oh, I think there's a lot of big parts in it. In the Spider-Man one, I think they showed us some pretty, you know, key stuff. But
yeah, the music, the way they're segmented, you know, the voiceover dude, all that kind of stuff, you know. It's like, but that's good, you know. But I think the trap comes into when you watch them over and over and you start picking them.
When you start watching too many trailers.
And just watch it once, you know. And I go, oh, yeah, that looks tame.
Yeah,
Have that then in the back of your mind rather than trying to dissect it frame by frame and going, oh,
yeah.
They're just going to ruin it. You know? So just go and see it.
Yeah.
You know, oh, that looks interesting. That's enough. Done. No.
Well, I've got a bit of a rant on trailers because I do feel that there was a point in time where trailers were really, really awesome, but didn't give away the whole movie. I can remember the movie Independence Day. Remember the Will Smith, you know, CGI fest. I remember that was the first movie that came out, or the first trailer that came out that pretty much gave away every key scene of the film. But the way that they did it was, and I think they still do this with some movies today, is that they
mislead you a bit.
What they do is that leading up to opening day of the film, they don't give it away. They give you those awesome little sneaky ooh, like flash, 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 nothing given away. And it's almost like a reward for the people that are going to go to opening weekend It's like, here's a little sniff, but we're not going to...
For people that have already seen it, it's like, oh, remember this?
Yeah, I think that's the other factor. Go back and see it again. Is that once you've had that big, massive weekend and your numbers start dropping off, let's slide a few more tasty nuggets into the trailer that we're putting on TV, and that'll A, remind those people how awesome those bits were, and B, get the people that didn't get won over by a little sneaky version.
Or their mates sitting next to them going, oh, that same and
Yeah. But Independence Day for me was that movie. Like it
was on TV the other night, man. I watched it all. And I must say, it looks like it's an early 90s movie now, man.
Oh, yeah. It's
quite dated.
It's crazy how
we so fucking America. Fuck yeah.
It's so crazy what we thought was... I thought that the CGI in that was pretty gnarly.
No, I remember when it came out, we were like, holy fuck.
You could kind of tell it was like miniatures and the like White House blowing up or Capitol.
I remember the build up for that. It was huge. It was all over the TV. It was fucking massive. And like, you didn't really know what it was about until you went and saw it. And then when you realised it was like all these motherships and shit, it was pretty fucking full on.
Yeah.
And like all the
But then after the opening weekend,
in between,
they started showing stuff that was like, okay, it's an alien invasion movie.
No.
Oh, right, like that massive building blows up. Oh, right, there's a certain part where they triumph. I wonder if they make it. That's what fucking sucks about fucking trailers today. Like, you're meant to be a thriller, a fucking, 3/4 of the movie gets thrown out by the fact that you showed me that dude's holding a bloody knife in the trailer. You fucking idiots. What are you doing? Oh, but, fucking, what's his face? Fucking...
I gotta love what's his face.
Fucking one of those Disney fucking movie stars, Zac Efron. We need to show that Zac Efron's in the movie, but he's part of the twist. Yeah, but we need to show Zac in the trailer.
We paid so much money,
or like
Yeah, and
the fact that movies where a cop, has been kicked off the force. And there's going to be a big scene where he's got to be convinced to come back for one more job. And then in the trailer, you're seeing he's doing the job. So I guess he fucking agreed. So now I'm going to have to sit through the fucking part of the movie where he's like, no, I'm not doing it. My daughter's too important to me. Dude, you're going to agree because it's
just... put it in there, but have it fucking like as a 5-minute thing. Don't have it as like a fucking
Don't put it in the trailer or figure out a way to make the trailer... keep all of the surprise punches in a movie. I know that movies still follow a cliche fucking, way, but there's occasionally you get surprised. Occasionally you get a fucking movie. That's where TV fucking smashes movies lately, man. Like, we're watching Breaking Bad. We're not at the end like everyone else is, but obviously the ending is epic balls because people that have seen the end are just like, oh, dude. But, like, just where we are, like, coming towards the end of season 3, I think.
3, yeah.
It's awesome, man. Like, there's heaps of twists.
Which way it's going to go.
It's fucking really good. Like, and it's because I guess we're not in the midst of people watching it and ads on TV for it. So we're not getting those, usual hype up trailer-esque, because like TV does do it as well. Oh man, TV in Australia does it terribly.
Oh yeah, well TV kind of has to.
One of them won't make it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you showed a flash of Alf Stewart's face,
and it's not only that. It's you see it 50 million times a day.
One that doesn't.
How's bloody Mockbell? Bloody the chick fucking out the side of the Ferrari.
What?
It's like. Oh, what is it? It's
Are you talking about like
the Channel 9 new underbelly?
New underbelly.
Yeah, it's got it looks pretty good, man. It's got all the dudes from the old one
going back.
Like
now there's a sign.
And it's like that chick going.
They're going back to their roots. I don't know. Maybe the time has just passed. Maybe they just bled that stone a bit too hard. That squizzy.
Oh, squizzy! That was so shit, man.
God, that was bad. And that's a classic example of the way that fucking Australian TV cannot promote their own stuff. They're just so sapid. They're so You know, you're gonna love this. And as soon as you hear the TV telling you what you're gonna love, I don't know about you, but I just like start hating it straight away.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's
It's gonna be part of your summer. No, it's not.
Tell you what,
You know what?
Party
It's
is
not.
summer, which is pretty decent ad that's getting me a little bit hyped now, is Wet and Wild. I think that's going to be tagged.
Booyah, we'll be going hitting that hard.
So,
Thanks for the
yeah.
fucking season pass, bitch.
No worries. So that's on the 12th. So yeah, I'm keen to see how many people are going to go and how busy it's going to be.
You know what it's going to be. It's going to be fucking no outside food, no outside nothing.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay for parking, which is, I think is a bit fucked.
I think
man.
I'll put in the extra.
It depends on how much
upgrade to
parking is, man, I guess.
Come on, man. Think about it. It's
Even
going to
if
be
it's
at
only
least
$5.
15. I would say 15 is a cheap estimate, man. So if it's an extra $30 on the ticket to get all the parking for that season pass time, I'd do that. It depends how. Oh, think about it. What have. Like, I mean, I hate to sound upper middle class, but sitting on a public bus coming home from Wet and Wild, you've been in the sun all day, you're chlorined out.
Maybe there'll be a shuttle bus or something, I don't know. But fuck that shit, man.
That's where having a car is just like, let's just get in the car and go home.
Yeah.
You just put some fucking music on that you want to listen to, and you fucking go home. Like, sure, you can't drink. That's a good point. That's why you'd public transport there, is if you wanted to get hammered at Wet and Wild.
Getting rowdy and getting in water and going down a bloody vertical drop speed slide.
Multicolour bloody
That's a fucking good idea.
output of the end of the ride, the flume ride.
There's like bloody fucking bath comes out instead of water.
Oh, let's call it.
All right, we gotta go.
All right, we're gonna go eat some fucking Brazilian barbecue food.
10.
10.
All right. So yes. We're done.
Mindset on overdrive. Never felt so alive. Getting high on a Monday night. Screaming it tells down the God phone. His brother righteous. Tag along for the ride. He's got all the answers for ya. He's got the Lord on his side. You might have started it, but I'm gonna finish it. Your time was up, I thought that you were ahead of it. And now it's over, you got nothing to show for it. You might have started it, but I'm gonna finish it. Wasted sage of ignorance.
Fill time. Edit point.
Bloody